talk this morning straight away about the West End. I'll tell you a little bit later on, actually. I was in the West End last night. I went to see Phil Dunster. I'll do that later. But first of all, when you take a trip to the West End, maybe to see one of the wonderful shows, you might go and see Oliver, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or something. Have you ever thought, where do all these talented kids come from? Well, they may very well come from right here in our area, courtesy of Shelley Otway and her Stepping Out Stars Theatre School. Because after a career delighting theatre crowds up and down the country, she decided to turn her hand to training up the next generation of stage stars. And 15 years later, that school has gone from strength to strength. In fact, earlier this month, Shelley travelled to New York to receive an award for her achievements in business. She's here now. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Tell me about New York. What went on? What have you got?
New York, obviously, it would have to have a bit of drama because of what I do for a living. There's always a bit of a drama. So we had a very exciting, obviously, being put forward for a business award, which was a worldwide award. So actually, I was one of 5 people from the UK, which was incredible.
That's amazing.
So exciting for most inspiring businesswoman. So really, really lovely. Didn't think for one second we would ever get picked for something like that. And obviously decided to go, planned it all.
Naturally,
it was going to be really amazing. Actually, as amazing as the Stevies was, and it is like the Oscars, it's incredible. My husband and I had an email saying that the flight was delayed, then it was delayed again, then it was cancelled, and then it was cancelled again. So we were like, do we go? Do we not go? And bless Rob, my husband, because I got married this year as well, so it's been an amazing year. He was like, I'm not going to make the decision for you because, we're going to be in New York, Shell, for 36 hours. Do we do this? So we did it. We literally went there. We flew in at 2. Literally ran in the shower, hair wash, straight into the awards, and then the next day did Ground Zero, the Christmas markets, the Rockefeller Centre. Had something to eat, got on a plane, came home.
But
it was mad.
Surely worth it. Just nipping like, wow, that's brilliant. So to be in the company of other businesses like that and be representing our area, where you're like, yes, hello, no, Berkshire, have you heard of it? How was that?
It was crazy because they said, so obviously it's all in an American accent. So, okay, here we go. We've got a Shelley Otway-Wood from the UK and from Wokingham. It's like mad. Like
Wokingham.
So, yeah, it's really, and they recorded it all. And there's a lovely, because you literally get a speech. You go on stage like the Oscars and it's mad. And I did feel like little old me from Berkshire. And then there's people from China and Japan and, Florida and all over the world. It was an incredible evening.
What was it, you think, why did you win?
I still don't know. I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that we're still going. 15 years in business, going through COVID. We had our venue flooded 24 hours before we were about to go to Disneyland Paris. So we had to change our venue we invited loads of parents to come to see the Disneyland Paris show. Not obviously everybody can afford to go to Disney, so we try and make it a community so that everyone can see their child, even if they weren't coming to Disney with us. So I think going through such huge things like COVID, 67 classes a week on Zoom. It was mental.
Oh my goodness.
So, and you've got things like, Sophie, put the cat down while you're doing a tap routine, and Cara, please don't, swing your sister around whilst you're doing ballet. It was a really, really tough time. So I think they look at things like that, but also company growth and company team. I've got an amazing team. I've got an incredible PA called Siobhan, who's just been with us a year. My vice principal, Samantha Fields, who's brilliant. All of my teachers are great. So I think we've got a very, very strong team. I could show the fact that we had that, but also just doing the things that we're doing with the children. We've got one of our little boys playing Gavroche in Les Mis, another little boy on the national tour of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. We've had kids in Matilda, Lion King, film, TV. It really has been an incredible 15 years.
Well, I want to find out how that happens, how you make that magic and how you get those kids to that level. So we'll talk about that next, if you don't mind.
Yep.
School just won this big award in New York, but mainly because, as you said, the school has done really, really well over the last 15 years. Was that the plan, to sort of filter kids into West End shows, or did you just think, well, just set up a local theatre school and see how we go?
I'll be honest, when we opened it, we opened on day one and there was about 11 kids that turned up, and I'd spent thousands on advertising and thought, what have I done? What have I done? And none of the kids could sing, none of them could do anything in time to the music. It was a disaster. And for the first, I'd say probably 3-4 years, it took a long time to get those kids to where I would, honestly, if you saw the school now and the standard of the school, it's incredible compared to when it was 15 years ago, because those children, some of them have been with us the whole 15 years, and started age 3 or 4, So I think the way it's changed and getting those children into West End shows was something that I hadn't really thought of at that point. Obviously, I'm quite strict and I like things in place, and I like the children it's not come and play games for 3 hours. They really do learn and have amazing opportunities. But equally, I think it's important that they come and they have fun as well. So it's a balance. It's a real balance of making sure that there's discipline, and because the industry is like that, but equally coming, and for some kids it's just the highlight of their week and that's what they want to do. But for other kids, they don't learn their lines, they don't learn their scripts, they've left it at home, so there has to be a bit of a balance of, yes, of course I love seeing kids in West End shows, but equally I love seeing somebody who's never performed before, who's come in really underconfident, who really in 6 months' time you're like, oh my goodness, this child came in and they wouldn't even come through the door and now they're saying a line on stage. How amazing is that? So
yeah, I was going to say it because it's amazing, the West End stuff, but it is sometimes about just getting those children into a space too, because there's so much that performing, as you say, can do for confidence and low self-esteem and all of those things.
And I think we've really noticed it with the younger age group, like that 3 to 4 age group, because they were obviously born during the COVID times. I've spoken to a lot of other theatre schools and dance teachers recently who've really found it hard to get those children into the schools. And also parents, I think, are a little bit more wary about, I need to let my child go into a class without me. Will they be okay? And I think it's training not only the students but the parents as well, because they're not used to leaving them as much. Whereas, because they were so together in COVID, it's not like just like it was before COVID or after COVID, so that particular age group we've really struggled with.
That's so true. There is, because I remember my twins, a birthday party freaked them out because in COVID they never did,
I can imagine,
group things, and there's a lot needs to go on there. Have you found over the years then that more kids want to be, inverted commas, famous, with the socials and everything? Has that aspect changed?
Yeah, we do get them, obviously, with Strictly and X Factor and the things like that, Dancing on Ice, all of those big reality things. That's great for us because obviously students see it on telly and think, I want to do that. But we do get the kids that go, but I just want to be famous. And you're like, yeah, it's not quite that easy.
Not how it works. And what about parents, because the last thing you want is a pushy parent, actually, isn't it? You want the child to be there because it's driven by them and they enjoy it and they want to do it.
So I would say 98% of our parents are not like that. They're really not. I mean, you think about the theatre school and a dance mum, and you see things like Dance Mums and Abby Lee Miller, and it's not like that. Our environment's not like that at all. But they're always going to have some pushy parents. It's that industry. You are going to have it. But we have some really lovely parents with us. And actually, the kids that are in West End shows at the moment, they couldn't come from nicer families. They really couldn't.
Well, what a brilliant thing. How successful you've been. How do people find out more?
So we run our classes at Bullmarsh Senior School on Thursdays and Fridays, and then all day Saturday at Embrook Senior School in Wokingham. And they can visit our website, steppingoutstars.co.uk, and they can book a trial straight away. And we've just launched today places for January. So if people did want to
And what ages is it?
So we've just moved the age just slightly to 4, and then we go right up to 18 because we have lots of students that are going to drama school. So we've had 8 this year go to full-time drama school, which is amazing, and we've got 100% success rate on children auditioning for drama school getting a place.
Brilliant that this is on our doorstep here. Very well done. Congratulations with your award.
Thank
really
you.
Lovely to catch up with you. So it's called the Stepping Out Stars Theatre School. If you're interested in finding out more, just check out the website there.